Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Live Trading with Benzinga. Spencer Israel, Ryan Faloona, Zunaid Suleman joining us momentarily. And Ryan, what's up, man? How we doing?
We're doing good, man. Feeling good. Market's kind of hectic, but we're doing good. I'll be honest here. Calls on bacon and eggs. Lord Byron, those calls are in the money. Good call on bacon and eggs.
So in the money.
This morning. Nice to see a whole bunch of Zinger Nation out there. Kindred
So
Duke,
in the money.
White Horse, Beat Fanatic. Everyone, welcome.
I could go for some bacon and eggs. Every day I think, hey, maybe today's the day I will go next door to the cafeteria and buy myself a breakfast sandwich. But that day is never.
You know what I've been doing, Spencer? I love bacon and eggs too. I do a really healthy fruit smoothie every day. It makes me feel good. But on the weekend, I do my errands in the morning instead of eating breakfast, and then I come back and I make a homemade bacon, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich for lunch. It's like a brunch feel to it. It's all homemade. Put a little goat cheese in there. It's awesome.
That's great. Yeah, I have a routine of going out for breakfast, but these people didn't come to hear about our breakfast takes. Although I have many breakfast takes. Let's bring up the Benzinga Pro here, Ryan. And Robert Gomez is cooking bacon and eggs right now. That's the way to do it. I've got Ryan's Benzinga Pro up on the screen. Daniel Torres, I see your question. We will address that shortly. But before we do that, Ryan, anything on your watch list to start the day?
Yeah, I do have a couple of things on my watch list. So we were just talking about Whirlpool here. First of all, CTIC. All right, this is a stock that we've mentioned here before. This will occasionally be on the scanner. You could see there was a huge buy yesterday midday. It actually ended up going higher. I think that this should be in play again today. I'm going to be just looking for technical trades in between these key levels, right? If we're able to hold 520, I think a curl back up. If we take out 530, this thing could run. If we take out 542, we could really look for some more upside here. So here on the daily chart, here's the formation that we're looking at. I'd like to take out this entire formation. This actually goes back to July of 2018, and if we really get cooking, there's a pretty nice gap in here. So CTIC on watch today. One of the other ones I got a couple of these that are on watch. ATER, this one is going to be on watch again. This is a former runner. It's moving in the after hours yesterday, moving in the pre-market here today. So I pretty much just drew out my levels, the same thing. If we take a look at the daily chart here, you can see that this looking pretty good too, right? Move up off the bottom, a retracement, and now a move back towards the highs. So we'll see if that continues to materialize. I had another one on here. I think it was AVDL. Let me make sure that AVDL, make sure I get that ticker right there. Nice little range here this morning, some decent volume in the pre-market. This is a pharmaceutical company, had a really rough close yesterday. So going to keep that in mind today, going to be mindful of that, going to be really careful here and make sure, not to get trapped in this. So those are a couple of the stocks that I'm watching, at least from the small caps. Those are probably what I'm going to take trades on. Of course, I know that we're going to be talking a lot about Twitter. I'd like to hear your take on that. Frankly, Spencer, we'll see if this ends up moving it all today. We'll see. What are you looking at? Oh, Zunaid. What's going on, Zunaid?
What's going on? Good morning.
What am I looking at? I'm basically looking at every single growth stock that was up yesterday, right? So Roku, all the Kathy stocks, ARC, right? Zoom, Teladoc, DocuSign, all these stocks had good days yesterday. The these gains, these up days have not been able to hold. These stocks are in massive downtrends, but they are liable to rip in your face on you if you're short them, right? So if you are bullish on these beaten down tech names, you want to see them hold at the very least, right? Assuming they've done nothing in the pre-market session, assuming it's been a quiet overnight, you want to see them hold the close, or at the very least, yesterday's low, right? At the very least. So watching all those beaten down names that had great days yesterday, just to see if we get any follow-through action, or if it's just a short-lived one day, one and done type of thing. Also watching Bitcoin I'm watching Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners today. The Bitcoin probably got its biggest piece of news as it pertains to the financial advice or investment industry ever. That news this morning that Fidelity is going to be allowing people in their 401k plans to buy Bitcoin. Fidelity is the largest provider of 401k plans in the country, I believe. And so they're opening up their massive platform to Bitcoin. So watching crypto stocks on that headline. I don't know how much it'll move the market today because it's not like a market moving event, but it is a very positive development for Bitcoin nonetheless. So that's what I'm watching today. Zunaid, what are you watching over there?
For me, it's going to be the levels in terms of Tesla. We've got 1,000, and then on Nvidia, we've got 200. So Tesla, I think it got all the way up to, what is it, 1010 it was yesterday? Let's go ahead and take a look here. Yeah, close to about 1010 yesterday, and then came right on back down. This little couple of candles here was after the news was confirmed, and then obviously the market, I don't know if they assumed that it was going to impact Tesla negatively, for actually, well, I'll be honest, again, those are fundamental stuff I don't really pay attention to, but nice bounce off of the 980. So if Tesla does come back, 980 could be a nice little spot to go ahead and go long on this side. And then on Nvidia, you can see in pre-market 200 and went ahead and tried to test here close to it, couldn't do it. Pre-market as well, tried to get past it, couldn't do it. So Nvidia, if it can go ahead and get above 200, probably grab one or two contracts. Then when it comes back to retest, that's when we try to load up on that side of things. And then on AMD, $90 is what I wanted it to hold, but it went all the way down to about 88.60. So now you can see it's below 90. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one to see how it reacts. And then if Netflix can get all the way down to 200, I'd be interested in that just to play a little bit of a bounce there. So I'm going to set an alert on Netflix right over there. And then what is the other one? Black Box? What's their ticker? There it is. I know this has been kind of on the Twitter radar, if you will. So if this one goes ahead and tries to crack above 5, I'd be interested in this. But besides that,
what is that company? Do you know? I never heard of that.
Yes, they provide different type of scanners and things like that.
Black Box Stocks.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
great people over there. No, you're good, dude.
I'm out of the loop here.
That's all right.
Very small. All right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
But great folks over there running the company for sure. But anyway,
never heard of it.
Interested in this one. If we can get some momentum behind it, you can see it's just been chugging along pretty well since they reported earnings.
This is a low float. It's got a float of less than 10 million shares in the float. So this thing is liable to do some crazy things that are based on nothing.
Speaking of crazy things, I got one more that I forgot that I left off my list from before. This is Redbox Entertainment. This is just for you, Spencer. I'm bringing this one out just for you. Redbox, of course, had an absolute monster day yesterday. I'm still salty about taking an L on a stock that ended up being a huge winner. There's really nothing else to say other than I completely botched that trade. So we're going to be looking to make that back here today, but we're going to try to keep the revenge trading in check. We're going to wait for this to set up before taking a stab at it. If we take a look at the daily chart here, you can see this has really made a nice move off the bottom. Pretty decent formation. Looks like the bottom of this gap here is actually 504. So if we can take out yesterday's high, or the pre-market high at 465, 504 might be in play if we continue to get the volume in this name. So I'm going to be looking at Redbox as well.
All right. And just for awareness, ticker FIS it's Fidelity National Information, but that's not the Fidelity that I was talking about. That's a different company. So if you search for Fidelity in your brokerage platform or Benzinga Pro, you may find FIS. That's not Fidelity. That is the investment company. It's a different company entirely. All right. It is 9:15. We are 15 minutes away from the open, and things are quiet, right? We've got markets, generally speaking, stocks are down. At least the indices are down. Commodities are all higher, right? Gold is up, oil is up, Bitcoin is up. So that's the general sense of the day. I wanted to address this question from the chat, but I needed some more clarity. And it was a question from Daniel Torres Comedy. What are your top 2 charts that you check out? A favorite long-term or favorite short-term? Is that referring to like a specific stock or
Yeah, is it a stock or a time frame?
I'm not sure, Daniel. If you can give us some more clarity on your question, I would love to address it. You've got the calendar up on the screen of the earnings, Ryan. I want to actually bring up mine because it looks a little bit cleaner here. If I can find it.
There is no better earnings graphic than the one we produced. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so here's your earnings for tonight. It's a huge day, right? I mean, Apple is Thursday, Amazon is Thursday, but looking to today, Alphabet tonight, Microsoft tonight, GM tonight, Capital One, Visa, Chipotle, right? Mondelez. So you got food stocks, you got mega cap tech stocks. GM is huge. We're in Detroit. We care about GM. Tomorrow morning, of course, Boeing is big, right? Humana is big. Kraft Heinz, food, consumer staples in focus right now. So big day on the earnings front. We will be streaming, at least the plan is for Benzinga to stream the Alphabet conference call tonight. The time of that is going to be, I don't actually know what time it is yet. It's probably going to be at like 5 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, here it is. It's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to stream that conference call right here on youtube.com/Benzinga. Chef Martin is asking a question that we've gotten a lot the last couple of days, right? What's going to happen to Twitter? Well, on an existential point, I don't know, right? Anything can happen to Twitter now. Right? But from a stock point of view, it's very straightforward what's going to happen, right? So right now, the deal, Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter. That is undergoing review by regulators, review by whatever parties that be. I mean, both sides have agreed to.
I believe the shareholders have to vote as well.
Shareholders are going to vote on it. They've said yesterday that the deal will probably close this year. They didn't really say they were not more specific. So that could mean this summer, it can mean the fall, it can mean December, but probably this year. In the meantime, this is what happens. Twitter stock, and I'll bring it up on the screen. Twitter stock will trade more or less where it is now. Let me get that unless you need. No, you don't have it up. You're looking at Microsoft.
I can get it up real quick if you want.
I got it. So Twitter, we'll go to the chart. Twitter stock will trade more or less where it is right now. There it is. Jesus. So what's the takeover price? $54.20, and we're at $51.57. So it's probably going to trade in the $51 to $53 range until the deal closes, right? Whenever that is. So if you want to buy Twitter right now, you can. No one's stopping you. Twitter is going to trade until the deal closes. And when the deal closes, if and when it closes, assuming it does, and you own Twitter, your broker will go into your account for you and sell your Twitter for you at the closing price of $54.20. So if you buy it today, you hold it until the deal closes. If let's say you buy it right now at $51.57, you will make $2.50 or a little under $3, right? If you buy Twitter right now and hold it through the deal closing. Now,
if the deal closes.
well, now that's the other side of the coin. Okay. You might be wondering, wait a minute, if Elon Musk is buying Twitter for $54.20 a share, why is it only at 51 and 57? Because nothing in life is certain. There is a greater than 0% chance that the deal doesn't close. There is always a chance that the deal falls apart at the last second. Sometimes it happens. That's why stocks, when they're getting acquired, they never go right to the takeover price. They always trade a little bit below that because that's the market pricing and a greater than 0% chance that at the last second, at the 1 yard line, the deal falls apart. If that were to happen, then all bets are off. Twitter stock probably goes to I'm just going to ballpark $30 in a second or 5 minutes, right? It would be very bad for the stock. Let's put it that way. It would be very, very bad for Twitter stock if the deal falls apart at any point between now and when it closes. So to recap, if you're going to buy Twitter today, you can do so. Best case scenario, you make $2.50. Worst case scenario, you lose a lot more than $2.50. Because if this deal falls apart for whatever reason, if Elon backs out or the government says you can't do that, which I mean they're not gonna, but hey, you never know. The stock will fall. The stock could get cut in half in one day. Seriously. So the risk reward is not really there to buy the stock today. If you already own Twitter, you can sell it today, or you can just wait and wait to sell it when the deal closes. Or if you're not sure, if you don't feel confident that the deal will close, just sell it now. And whatever, you're leaving a couple bucks on the table, but it is what it is. So there's no real action item on Twitter right now. The stock is more or
Trade
less
something else.
Yeah, find someone else to trade.
Yep.
Find someone else to trade is the bottom line. Tom Vigor said it right. It's no longer worth trading.
Tom's got it.
If you really want to throw a lotto out there, then I would be a little bit curious, Zunaid, to see what Twitter puts your trading at right now. If you really want to throw a lotto and say, yeah, I bet that at the very last second, this deal is going to collapse, then you would make bank. But the overwhelming odds of that doesn't happen. So
yeah, but it's not just you're trying to buy puts; it's also timing it. That's the toughest thing here.
You're right. The time decay. That's a great point.
Right.
Right.
So I mean, yesterday we went ahead and took that. We talked about a quote unquote a strategy of, hey, if you own Twitter shares, right, and you want to go ahead and try to earn a little bit more, you can go ahead and sell the 55. I think it was the 55 calls that we had talked about that we're trading at around, I want to say 50, 60 cents or so. So you would have gotten paid about $60 per contract.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because I think they went as high as $80. $80 is what I see yesterday after the spike. So you easily could have sold those. And obviously the downside is if the deal goes through, you keep the $80, but obviously you suffer the losses on the share side of things. But, for Twitter, though, I don't know how it's going to trade, but I can tell you how I did trade it yesterday. And that was based off of VWAP. You can see the big pop that we have after things are confirmed, came back to VWAP, which is a yellow line right here. And then just kind of took it long on that side. So I'm going to keep an eye on Twitter just in case it can give me a little bit more of those type of trades and action. But yeah, for the most part, I don't really know how much it's going to move. I have no idea whatsoever. And,
you could, yeah. Laura Frank just said, just throw a stop loss. The problem with that, though, is a stop loss will not protect you every time, right? Twitter could just blow through everyone's stops. The stock could, for all we know, fast forward 6 months, something terrible happens. Let's say Tesla's stock falls by whatever 30%. Elon Musk says, "Oh, this is no longer prudent for me to buy this company." Let's say they halt Twitter stock. They halt it. Then you're screwed, right? So a stop loss itself will not necessarily protect you. So I would say, if you're really afraid that the deal won't close, and you own Twitter, then just sell, and that's that, and be done.
Well, I'll put it this way: if you're afraid that Twitter won't sell, play this, right?
Exactly.
Play this.
That's
And this is
the
one that we
play.
missed. And this is one that we missed yesterday, as you can see. Just all day seller here. And I believe this spike could be, I don't know for sure, but I believe this spike could be when Trump said, I will not come back to Twitter. I will stay on whatever the hell this is called.
Truth
I
Social.
could be wrong. Truth Social. Thank you. I could be wrong. Someone clarify me on that. But
Nice.
regardless, you can play it this way if you wanted to, right? So food for thought there.
Yeah, that's a great point. All right, let's move on away from Twitter. It's a done deal. We're not going to talk about this stock ever again after today. I hope. We do have 5 minutes until the open. Just kind of watching my signals tool and my movers tool in Pro, just seeing what's up, what's moving, what's down.
EVOK is moving too. I left that one off my list. That move might already be done. We'll see what happens. My gut tells me that this is probably going to be in play today. This is a stock that closed around 40 cents yesterday, is currently up 227%, printing at $1.30. Evoke Pharma shares are trading higher after the company announced it had been granted new drug product exclusivity by the FDA for Gemati nasal spray. Can't tell you if that's really awesome. Market seems to be loving it. We will watch for any type of technical move.
I saw a thing. I have no idea if this is related to that company, but speaking of nasal sprays, I saw a thing about how nasal sprays is going to be like the next medium for like COVID treatment or something, vaccine. I'm not sure. All I know is I saw nasal spray and COVID in the same sentence. Okay, that's all that I know. So maybe then it's not going to be injections; it's going to be nasal sprays. I have no idea, but maybe that's related to that. I have no idea. But you got me thinking about nasal sprays now.
Well, hell, they should throw COVID into this headline and see where this thing can go.
Dude. Well, you know what though? That doesn't really work anymore. That worked for like a year and a half, but. You can't just throw COVID. Everybody was doing it. And in the summer 2020, every drug company under the sun was putting COVID in their press releases because then the stock would go up, right? But that trick it stopped working. So, yeah, it ain't that easy anymore. Matt Miller asked if we'd be shorting Encarta and NKTX, which is down. What is it down this morning? It's down 11% in the overnight session. Had a huge day yesterday. Let me bring it up into my in my thing here, my Pro. What would be like a level? All right, so would I be shorting it? No, I don't short rocket ships. This is a rocket ship, right? I mean, it was up 140% yesterday. So. But you want to keep an eye on your pre-market high, your pre-market low. Pre-market low is, I mean, we're basically there right now. And the pre-market high was hit like at the closing print last night, basically. So, yeah, maybe that guy of 1872. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't short rocket ships. I don't short outright anyway. But like. If I was going to short a stock, it wouldn't be this one. What else?
I'll hopping to the highs here. Charlie just squawked that.
What is?
Sorry?
CYRN. Siren. This, I believe, is a cybersecurity pretender.
Yeah. Dude, that cyber theme was hot yesterday. So many cyber stocks had good days.
All right, flipping over to my scanner. Let's get this day rolling here. We got 1 minute till we open up.
Let's get some tunage quietly. Quiet
tunage, huh?
What is that?
Every time I look up, it looks like I'm paying. That's funny because he's above my screen. Yeah, now I'm just looking at my.
Dude, that's what happens. I have my Pro like above me. So when I'm looking at my Pro, I gotta look up, which, you know.
Oh man,
EVOK new highs here. Just took out that pre-market high at 138. Got a high of 141. We'll see if this pulls off the open. That would be ideal.
What the heck? All right, I'm watching Whirlpool today. What the heck just happened there? I don't know what that was about. What time was that candle? That was at 9:14 or 9:15? 9:14. I don't know what that was. I don't know why this stock is up today. Whirlpool, I guess it's trading higher because it's not a tech stock. But if Whirlpool was a tech stock, this thing would be down 20% this morning. So that's up 4%. Anyway, the report was terrible. Let's see what happens now that we're open.
Here's your pull on EVOK. Awesome. EVOK also on the scanner. So is ATER. We talked about both of them here.
Ford dropping off the open. Same with GM. The GM reports earnings tonight.
Yeah, well, curious to see how Microsoft does throughout the course of the day too. And sorry, I'm just kind of watching ATER here. I think this one could get going. Let's watch EVOK.
Nice.
I'd love to see this pull a little bit more. This thing's up from 42 cents from yesterday. Excuse me. My goodness.
Warner Brothers Discovery had earnings overnight or this morning. Conference call just ended. Stock immediately falls right off the open. No fight.
Redbox.
Redbox, run.
First candle there was green. We'll keep an eye on. Let me bring Redbox up here. First candle there was green all the way up to 474 and a big pull here. So as far as my strategy goes, this type of move is really not tradable. Definitely want to wait for this to set up. I want those spreads to tighten up. I'd like to be able to kind of read what's going on the level 2. So watching Redbox here, not tradable at this time.
Everything just starting out down right at the moment.
Yep. Yeah, we were pulling on the indices in the pre-market, so this kind of makes sense. And this would be good if we find a bottom. If this is one of those days where we just sell off all day, this could be ugly.
Do you think Hood will be earnings on Thursday?
We think Hood will.
You mean beat?
Hood's not on the calendar. Are they?
It's on the 28th. May have missed it.
The 28th?
Yeah.
No, did I miss it? Oh, come on. I did. That's stupid. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
That's so dumb.
And KTX curling here.
Do we think Hood will beat? Probably not, honestly. I'll show you why I think that.
Nice $10 bounce yesterday on Hood, though.
Hood, in its short history as a public company, has missed EPS 2 out of 3 times. So I'll go with the recent history. Okay, so I mentioned that I was watching all those stocks at great days yesterday, like Zoom and Roblox, or not Roblox, Teladoc, and all those, and early going is not looking great. Whirlpool is still going. Holy moly! Wow.
JZXN really going here. I feel like if I buy it now, I'm chasing. That's my big problem. Was a little late here. Would love for this to pull a little.
Yeah, JZXN above VWAP maybe.
Trying it right here at 201. See if we can get any type of push here. Nope. Gonna stop that. Wait for this to set up again. So I got a high here of 209 too. Oh, look at that pull. See, that's why we wait for it to set up, right? That's why I wait for it to set up. I felt like I was going to be a little late. Keep my stops a little tight there. Wait for this to actually set up and take out this high. Shoot. Keep those losses small, baby. That's how we're going to stay in this game. ATER, nice little pop there. Well, this actually is looking pretty good too. Spot here is going to be 563 now on ATER.
Yeah. those growth names that had good days yesterday, not holding up so far. PayPal giving it back.
Man, PayPal, that was a bad trade.
Rocket giving some back right now. Our ARKK giving back. Zoom just gave all of it back. Jeez, that took 5 minutes for Zoom gave back its entire gains from yesterday in 5 minutes. Tough one. Yeah. All right. Well, that answers that, right? For now, at least, because sometimes you do get some follow through action. Here we come, Whirlpool. All right. I should have.
I'm going to take a shot at AMD here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the $90 calls. Just a couple of contracts to start things out. If it goes ahead and breaks the 88.40 area, I will be out of these. Just a quick trade. Again, could easily get stopped out within seconds here, and I'll explain why I took this if I do get stopped out.
I could
pretty much a support from yesterday. It's nothing fancier than that. It's all you, bro.
No, I was just saying, if I want to, I could buy like the 165 puts, the weeklies.
All right, I'm out
for a nickel.
Out of the AMD trade, got in at 205, got out at 191. So lost about, what is that, 14 cents? And again, the reason was just because hoping that yesterday's low would hold a support. It didn't, so I'm out. Risk about 14 cents to get a much, much bigger paycheck if it did work out.
Still watching JZXN here. I think we actually take out 209. Spot here at 203 too.
I'm not really seeing much here, movement at all.
Yeah. We'll take a look at some of those earnings movers too, see if that gets things going today.
Yeah, had an eye on UPS to the upside, but obviously that shit's coming way down. So not much happening over there on that side of things.
Pepsi showing life off the open. Pepsi, the bar was high because of Coke, but Pepsi's report was fine.
And JZ for JZXN 205 is your new spot there. Big seller there at 205 if they take that out. Currently an offer here at 204. If that gets chomped, that's going to be a good sign.
There is some dip buying happening in Redfin, which caught a downgrade today. That's why it was down, because it was downgraded from Piper Sandler. But some dip buying in Redfin off the open. By the way, I'm loving the new search functionality in the Pro News feed. I don't know if anyone's noticed this yet, but like if you search for a stock, like I'll search for Twitter, then you can see that. I'll zoom in for you. You search for Twitter stock, and then there's this little button there next to it. It says "or." Click it to say "and," or not. And what you can do is you can search for multiple factors at the same time, right? So I'm going to search for. I'm going to click it to say "and" search for like Elon Musk, like the keyword Elon Musk. Now, every single headline or article that we've ever done that includes Elon Musk and Twitter here. So if you wanted to look and say, hey, when did this whole Elon Musk Twitter thing start? I don't remember. You can just search for it in the newsfeed and scroll down and just look for the headlines when they started, which was early April.
Here goes JZXN going up to 209. If 209 falls, I think this thing can get moving here. So at 209,
fun tool.
It's down. There's 210. There we go. There we go. There we go. JZXN, baby.
Nice job.
Sweet. Well, I'll wait for this to set up again. In and out real quick there. See this, and now they're pulling it. So when you see stocks like this, especially when it comes for like this day trade scalping strategy, when you notice that they pull them like this, you need to be more prudent on taking your gains. It's fun to be in a stock that goes from 2 to 3, but it doesn't go straight from 2 to 3, and there might be a lot of back and forth here. So one of the ways that you can protect yourself, take them in 5 or 10 cent increments. Play it when the risk is low. 215 here looks to be, well, let's see, I got 217 is the high, 215 is big offer there. So I think this might go higher here. And then looking at the chart here, 250 really looks to be the target if it can get going. How are we doing on Redbox? We'll come back to JZXN while that sets up. How are we doing? Oh, Redbox pulling. Okay, we'll wait for that to set up too. See, that first move was a head fake. Went all the way up to 474 and got yanked all the way back down. AVDL, this looks like a curl here.
I'd be interested in Apple if it can come down to 160, but for now it's below VWAP around 161. Netflix, I'd be interested around 200, currently at 205. Nvidia, I'd be interested around 191, 190, currently at 193. So honestly, I'm quiet because I'm just waiting for these to fall a little bit more or gain some momentum. But right now, it's just a no man's land in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm just sort of looking around right now, keeping an eye on the chat, keeping an eye on the chart. Yeah, I saw Warner Brothers as well, WBD. First earnings report as the new company, and didn't seem like it was that bad. I saw a bunch of comments in the call, but they're not liking the report. All right, so far here's the situation. Markets definitely mixed. The broad indexes are in the red, but you've got staples, a smidgen in the green, real estate in the green, materials are up. Tech is leading us down today. Tech and communication. Those are your big losers right now, and that's dragging down the whole market. So Goog into its report this afternoon. Goog and Microsoft both weak off the opening bell. Bring up those charts right now. See on the 1 minute. Google is the same thing. So tech is weak to start the day. That's probably the biggest theme.
Tech is just in weakness right now in general. EVOK, man, this thing, big pull here. So we'll see if this ends up giving us a setup for a trade. So far, not looking good. EVOK.
Yeah, but Beat Fanatic, I don't think they included CNN Plus is over. It's done. It's not a part of the future projections. So I don't know why the Wall Street only cares about the future, not the past. So I don't think CNN Plus is relevant to the future of WBD. No, it's not. So you know what though? It is a streaming play, and the market is just ice cold on streaming right now. You can look at Roku, you can look at Netflix, you can look at Fubo. The market hates streaming. So sometimes it really is that simple as look at a stock's friends, peers.
You had a little bit of buying in Square 118 calls expiring this week, but not interested in that at the moment, the way the market is.
Someone earlier was asking where we think the bottom in Netflix is.
Oh,
you know what? That's a good question. I would, if you were going to try to trade this for a bounce, I would look for different support areas and try to trade them off the support area with a tight stop. But to be honest with you, I would not use that trading plan. I would actually wait for the bottom to be confirmed so that you're not guessing at where it is, right? Wait for it to round. You don't need to nail the dead bottom. If it bottoms at, let's say, 190 and you buy it at 195 on the move back up, does that really matter if it goes to 250? I would argue it doesn't, or even 300. I would argue it doesn't. So I'd actually wait for the bottom to be confirmed instead of trying to pick the bottom, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm hearing MULN big, and I flip to MULN, and it's down 1.4%.
No, he said BBI. He said BBIG. He didn't say.
I'm looking in the chat. MULN. Oh, MULN BBIG.
MULN BBIG.
Jeez. Sorry. BBIG, you always causing trouble. You getting me to misread stuff now.
Sava's just spiked here off of no news. I'd be careful chasing Sava. He had so much.
Oh my God, it's a 23.
So much overhead supply, so many bag.
Oh
orders
my
in Sava.
goodness.
I would just be careful.
I'm not even seeing anything in the options world that I want to play. Like, Jesus Christ.
Harass. So
Everyone's nervous. You need. Everyone's sitting on their hands.
And that's what it is sometimes, right? Before earnings come out, everyone's just waiting.
Yep.
And then we get the moves afterwards, to be honest. So not surprised whatsoever that we could have taken a nap.
This looks like Horus, but there's an A there, so I'm saying harass, which sounds wrong. Anyway, sorry for butchering your name. How do you confirm a bottom before it's too late and missing the starting point? That's kind of exactly what I was saying. You do not have to hit the bottom for that to be viable. You can wait for the bottom to be confirmed and then buy it a little bit higher than the bottom. You don't actually need to get it right at the starting point, especially if it's a stock that has a long runway. And you're talking about Netflix. This thing's down from what, 400, 500?
SoFi $6. Holy shit.
Excuse me. It's down from 698. Anyway.
That's insane. There's
someone asked about SoFi if there's any hope. Here's what I'll say as a bag holder in SoFi. There is no hope until the student loan moratorium ends. There's a good chance that thing goes through the end of the year. Nobody has to pay back their federal student loans. SoFi is a student loan provider. So I would say I don't even look at SoFi. It's a massive bag holder, but it's a small piece of my portfolio. So sometimes if you're shooting for a 10 bagger or a 100 bagger, then you have to stomach 80% drawdowns. That's the cost of it.
Hey buddy.
Whoa.
He just woke up from his nap. What are you going into my lap for? That's not a good idea.
And cats have a tough life, let me tell you.
I mean, this cat, it's a joke. This cat is one of the most spoiled animals on this earth, and he finds time to complain on a regular basis. Isn't that right? Such a good boy, though. He has like bunny fur. It's crazy. Market looking really weak here. Yeah. So someone, I think it was Jessica, you were asking about the Qs earlier. It looks like all of these moves are down here. So it looks like the market down instruments are the way to go, at least so far.
Let's see what Tesla's doing. Let's see if we can play some. Nope. See, everything is like either not near VWAP or not near support. So it's just like in the middle for me. Like NVIDIA, VWAP is around 195. Stocks at 193. Support for me is around 191, 190. So it's like literally just waiting to see what we can do on these stocks.
Yashane asking, do you guys think the market is going to crash? I don't think that it's going to crash per se. I mean, I guess what's your definition of crash? If it sells off 20% from here, is that a crash? I'll leave that up to you. I don't really think it's going to crash based on what I'm seeing. The selling seems orderly. It just seems like a bear tape, right? So it just seems like one of those things that you kind of have to wait out or pick your spots. Yes, Space Nectar saying, "Lol, it's already corrected."
That's what I was going to say as well.
Yeah. So I'll say this: I'm not worried about. I do think there's probably going to be some more downward movement. I wouldn't say that I'm worried about it, though. At least not yet. Something else has to change. Where are you going? I told you the lap wasn't a good idea.
No. What I was going to say was. I finished typing out this message. What I was going to say was, in some respects, we've already had a crash, right? If you look at here, let me bring up the indexes here. I'll bring up the spot.
You had the Qs down 20 at one point, right?
bring up the cues. Okay, we'll go to a daily chart. We'll zoom way out here. Okay, the indexes have held up, right? The indexes have not really crashed. I mean, they're in correction territory, right? If you go just look year to date, right? I mean, the Nasdaq is down 19%, the SPY is down 11%, but so many other stocks are down 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%. A lot of people have already felt the crash. So
Yeah.
in some respects, it's already happened, right?
It's the stuff under the hood, if you will, not
Right.
necessarily the indice itself.
Right. So what I think is more likely, and I've been saying this pretty much all year, is I think there's a very good chance that in terms of like the SPY at least, we end the year more or less where we started, or maybe a little bit down. But I can easily see a scenario where we just like basically just repeat this. It's chop up, down, up, down, up, down, just sideways zigzag for the whole year. That's where my head has been at, and I that's what I continue to believe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, and that really lends itself to it being a stock picker's market, right? You've got to be able to pick the right stocks throughout the course of that type of performance in order to stay green. One more thing that I see here in the chat, Space Nectar again. One more big liquidation cascade. Need more retail to capitulate. You know what? I would agree with that. I really do think that if we get one of these days where it's just like a big flush and it just feels awful and everyone is scared and all that, I think that might be what you need. Yesterday, if we take a look at the SPY daily chart here, let me pull my screen up here real quick. Take a look at the SPY daily chart. We kind of got that yesterday, right? I mean, it wasn't as big as a pull as what you're talking about. We kind of pulled. The market got bought back up. It wasn't big enough. The magnitude wasn't big enough. The magnitude of the price action wasn't big enough. The volume wasn't big enough. It was Space Nectar was saying we need a big flush. We don't, we need one more big flush where everyone panics. And I think then that might be the turning point. Unsure if we'll get that, but I'd be waiting for that too. If I saw that, I'd be looking to buy. I'd be looking to scale it.
I don't know if we'll burn one if SPY gets to 420, but I know we traded it yesterday real nicely when it got to 420. By the way, there is one ticker I'm interested in. It's DWAC. You got the 125s that were coming in for this week. Interested in that, but I wanted to come back closer to VWAP because it's about $1.50, $2 away from VWAP, and that's horrible risk reward. But if DDOG can come to about 122.50s, I'd be interested in that.
DDOG?
Datadog.
Nice. I believe we use Datadog here at Benzinga, full disclosure.
So this is the kind of the area that I'm waiting for it to come into. Right around here, because you can see that's where the previous close is. Mm-hmm. It's also where VWAP is, so that would be a nice little support area, and the risk off would just be low a day, right over here. But again, wanted to come back in. You could try to play the breakout, right? You could try to play the breakout. You can see how there's resistance on yesterday's session as well. But if I missed the trade, I missed the trade. That's okay. I told you guys this yesterday. I was looking back at my trades, and I tried to play a lot more breakouts and didn't properly manage my risk. So I'm trying to be smart about it, which means I'm probably going to miss this trade to the upside, but that's okay. NVIDIA, close to my support, you say, eh? Let me move this smart water out the way.
Jessica asked what's going on with FRGE.
Yeah.
Global. Yeah, I don't know. It's popping here. Not seeing any.
This one is we've watched this before. We've actually seen this one before. This thing is no stranger to look at this run that it made. I was going to say we had this. We talked about this when this was happening. This appeared on scanners, but you could see the magnitude of these runs and how crazy this can get when it really gets going. So just be careful. A lot of these candles on some of these days where it really runs, it pulls back on you. So just be careful if you trade this.
Let's see if any of these tech stocks can actually bounce a little bit. Like look at Roku. Roku's base is making a new low of the day right now as we speak. Okay. What about Zoom? New low of the day as we speak.
Look at Tesla.
All right, let's look at Tesla. Whoa, 948.
So
track of that.
Spencer, have you figured out at all what the area is where you would be worried about the Twitter takeover if Tesla sells off? Have you done any of that yet? I haven't. Full disclosure, I'm asking you out.
I don't know if there are terms. I was looking at the filing earlier. You know what? I'll put the link to the filing in the chat right now. I haven't gone through this thing. This is a filing for Project X, which is the code word for the massive lending facility that like half of Wall Street just did for Elon Musk. I'm sure there are terms in with regarding these margin loans. I'm sure there are terms where if Tesla stock falls to a certain point, Elon Musk would get a margin call and would have to pay back this loan. I don't know what those terms, what that price is.
Okay.
I also know that it is not every day that one gets the opportunity to lend money to the richest man in the world, and not just any money, like $1 billion or more to the richest man in the world. Here, let me share my screen. Let me just show you this filing. Look at how many banks are involved here. You've got a dozen banks that are combined, that are teaming up to lend Elon Musk to a $12.5 billion margin loan, right? A loan against his Tesla stock. So let's say let's say catastrophe happens and Tesla stock really does crash. Okay. Elon Musk could get a margin call, but I also think that these banks, they would find a way to still do business and they would work with Elon. They wouldn't hang him out to dry, right? He's Elon Musk. He's the richest man on the planet. They would find a way to work with him if it came to that sort of thing. So I don't know what the price is, where at what point how far does Tesla have to fall for Elon to get a margin call on his Twitter thing? I have no idea. But I'm going to venture a guess here and say the reason that Tesla stock is down more than the overall market today, because all tech is down, right? But it's not down that much. It's not down 5%, which Tesla is. I'm going to venture a guess and say this is the market speculating that Elon Musk is going to have to sell some Tesla to fund this Twitter takeover. We don't quite know how he's funding the entire thing yet. There is this $21 billion question mark. The margin loan that I just talked about covers only about $12.5 billion. This Twitter is going to cost him $44 billion. So he's got some money. He can afford it. It's just a question of how. But to me, this reeks of speculation that Elon's going to have to sell some Tesla, and the market would hate for Elon Musk to sell any Tesla. We saw what happened when he sold Tesla for tax purposes a few months ago. So, Emily says it's $300 is where Tesla would have to fall. All right. If Tesla falls to $300, I don't think Tesla is capable of falling to $300.
We've got some room.
You've got
Let's
some
put it
room
that way. Okay, we've got some room.
Bottom line here is you have room. I wouldn't be worried about that, but it does seem like the market is very sensitive to Elon Musk, because remember, he didn't sell any shares for like a decade, and he just sold a few last year for tax reasons. The market's very sensitive to Elon Musk and whatever he does with regards to his Tesla shares. So I would say that's what this is. This is just speculation or fear that he might have to sell just a little bit, just a small piece, just enough to afford $21 billion.
All right, I got into Datadog here. I'm in with about a quarter size on the equity side. I am in at 122.75 on Datadog on Thinkorswim here. Again, we're waiting for it to come in. Going to start, keep buying, and then if we get a break of 121, I'll be out. But again, my average cost is 122.75.
How's JetBlue hanging? I know they reported earnings. Whoa, JetBlue's getting creamed.
So this is just on my end here. Right after the open, there were a couple of little things to play. A lot of it seems to have dried up right now. I'm looking around. But a lot of it seems to dried up. I'll try and find something else for us to play.
Yeah, I mean, that one came crashing to about the 170s. ATER kind of came on down as well.
Yep. I scalped this. I had a little profitable trade on this, but it was fast. Spencer, you were just talking about we're okay. We were talking about Tesla coming back into 300 from 950 or 1,000 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you were saying, okay, I think we're okay from now. I agree with you. I'm not. I'm literally doing this just to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But when you look at some of these stocks and you look at what happened to the actual price of these stocks, it's important to remember that anything is possible and that you need to always be playing defense in one way or another, defense of your own portfolio. Affirmed here, this was supposed to be the new hot stock, peaked at 176, currently trading at 30. I think this probably sees a 10 handle. All right.
I hear your point. And at the risk of saying a cliche, I honestly think this stock is different. This time
it is. You're right. You're right about that. No, you're absolutely right about that. And I don't want to lump it in with Zoom and Affirmed and all this other stuff. Yeah. But just remember, crazy things can happen.
It's true. Crazier things have happened. I would note, just on a purely fundamental basis, it's not Tesla's earnings and revenue have been and continue to increase as they scale up production. Anything is possible. Tesla can go to 300. Sure, of course it can. Will it? Probably not.
Yeah. Real quick, stopped out on Datadog.
Space. What is it? Space Nectar. I very rarely would do a day trade. Very rarely.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I basically just do the occasional swing trade. I've got a couple on right now, and some long-term stuff.
My favorite type of trade is a swing trade. Yeah. I will do those as often as I can, given the market conditions. I'm a long bias trader, without a doubt. I'm not good at swinging short. I'm often easily shaken from my swing short positions. It's just something that I've identified in my own trading. I'm absolutely a bull and a long bias trader. So when I come into an environment like we're seeing now, swings aren't really working. Might be up a little bit one day and then crushed the next day. So I'm doing more day trading now than I would normally be doing. When the market conditions change, so too will my strategy. And in an ideal world, I would be putting probably 70% of my trades would be swing trades and maybe 30% would be day trades. I'm a firm believer that the wealth building moves, the big money moves, are in swing trades, not in day trades. But you got to play the hand that you're dealt. When you get dealt 2-7 offsuit, you got to make the best of it. Sometimes the right answer is folding.
And I'm a massive believer in long-term investing as the easiest way for the average Joe to build wealth.
I would totally agree with that. Time, as an investor, your greatest asset is time.
Oh yeah, and can't get that back. Best time to start investing was yesterday. Always yesterday is the best time to start investing. And if you can't do yesterday, well then try today.
Kindred Duke Glenn, your favorite hand is 2-7 offsuit. Man, if you're able to win getting dealt with that hand, I don't need to be playing poker with you. That is a crappy hand. You're turning that into winners. Kudos, my man.
I don't know about poker, but I learned how to play craps the other month, and I'm looking forward to playing craps next month at the casino in Vegas at the FinTwit Summit.
You know what? I really want to learn how to play craps. I see all this yelling and shouting and excitement coming from the craps tables. I don't really know how to play. I want to tag along, even if I don't play myself. I want to tag along with my adult beverage and watch and learn how craps is played. Because it sure seems like there's a lot of excitement there.
So I'll be honest with you. I definitely don't understand all of what was happening. I didn't when I was playing it. I didn't. Sometimes I would make money and not know why, or lose money and also not know why. But the game itself is very simple. It's just the bets are complicated. But the game itself is extremely simple to understand. I just dropped the link, by the way, in the chat to the FinTwit conference. It is coming up. It's like two and a half weeks away. So use that link that's on the screen. Use that code BZYouTube20. It will get you 20% off your ticket. 2 entire days of trading education, webinars, boot camps, basically one-on-one education, because it's going to be so intimate. I will be there.
I will be there.
Ryan will be there. Nick Shaheen will be there, who runs our options school, or the inner circle. It's going to be fantastic. We haven't done one of these events in 3 years. It's going to be amazing. So there's the link, benzinga.com/events/FinTwit2022. Check it out. Use that code BZYouTube20.
Yeah, and anyone that does go out there, be sure to come by. You guys hear me talk about how awesome this community is literally every single day. I want to meet as many people from our awesome community as possible. If you are in Vegas, if you are near Vegas for that conference, please come say hello. And hey, maybe find Spencer and I at the craps table. We'll do a joint education session. Spencer doesn't like that at all.
I would feel much more confident teaching someone how to play Pai Gow or blackjack.
You could teach me how to play Pai Gow. I saw a mention of Baccarat earlier. Jessica.
Okay, someone will have to teach me Baccarat. It's on the list. Anyway, there's very little strength out there. You look at what's up.
I was just doing the same thing.
You look at what's scalping.
Yeah.
D-Dog off of the 120 because that's low day, but like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like there's here staples, and like random material stocks are higher. Banks are not. I mean, banks are up relative to the whole market. So I guess in that sense, yes, banks are holding up, but they are all down today.
Goldman Sachs down 0.1%.
Yeah, so that's
JP Morgan down 0.5%.
So that might as well be up. When
might as well be up.
No, when the SPY is down 1% and you're down 0.1%, yeah, you're up. So,
I hear what you're saying. Relative strength.
Yeah. Why is
Tesla just straight up down 6% today?
Yeah, man.
Oh, Pfizer's having a good day. Healthcare is having a good day. Some of the large healthcare names. Although the sector is red as a whole. Yeah. There's just not a lot to like.
There isn't. You know, I looked at that and like my eyes, I looked at oil, about even. Then I looked at Bitcoin, down, VIX up, Apple down, Amazon down, Twitter down, Wind down, Tesla down. It's rough.
I'm going to go ahead and place some puts here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the 424 simply because you have SPY that's coming up near VWAP. My stop loss will be below 425. I went ahead and got in on those puts. I got filled at 318. Again,
are these
those
the ones
are the
that expire
424
tomorrow?
puts expiring tomorrow. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
I should have just waited, Zunaid. I feel like you would have told us anyway. I'm sorry for jumping in.
No. You're fine. I always know that I always play the earliest expirations, but either way. But yeah, so you can see SPY, right? Rejected VWAP once, twice. Third time could be the charm for it to go through, but for now, we're going to try to play a little bit of a scalp on it. If it gets to 10% gains, I'm going to sell half here. Right now, it's only at 6%, so still waiting for a little bit more. I'll let you guys know when I do sell half my size. Currently up about 7% on those.
All right.
If it's going to bounce, 424 is where it wants to
bounce. First bounce of the day in the overall market, at least in the SPY and the Qs too. First bounce. Just a little bit. But it's something.
So ADVL just spiked up on volume to the high and then got yanked. 575 looks to be the spot. Do we get saucy and try to front run this? No, got to be disciplined on a day like today. Got to be disciplined.
I'm waiting for like the 350s on these contracts. That way I can sell some. SPY coming back up. Testing VWAP one more time. Datadog, nice scalp off of the 120. Should have been a little bit more patient.
CYN, maybe here at 270 if we take that out. AVDL still holding up here. See if we can take out 575.
Continue to be impressed and bewildered by Whirlpool today.
SPY heard that I was short, so said, cool, I'm going to go long.
Yep. Yeah, John, I mean, you're not wrong. That's the beauty of crypto. 24/7. Never stops. How is Doge doing today? You know what? Let's pull up the crypto heat map. Let's take a look at how we're doing in crypto land. I bet you Doge is up. If I had to guess, I would say Doge is up. Oh my goodness.
Is it?
Doge is well, there's a lot of green. That's why I said, oh my goodness, because everything is trading higher. Doge is leading the way though. So let's get my heat map on the screen if I can. And yeah, here we go. So just to be clear about this heat map, the colors and the performance is measured, I believe, on a rolling 24-hour basis. So that's why you're seeing all this green when you may see the futures, for example, like Bitcoin futures are down for the day. But that's from yesterday's session. In the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is up. Look at Doge though. Doge up about 15 cents. Up now 10% in the last 24 hours.
Real quick, out half size here at 357 on the SPYs. It's about 11% gains. I'm out half.
Nice job.
Thank you.
AVDL, by the way, while we were doing that crypto update, took out 575, popped as high as 599. I didn't get it though. Actually, we got 6 prints. Anyway, Spence, I'm sorry.
No worries. So this is interesting because this is the first time in a while where I can remember seeing the crypto heat map mostly green and the stock market mostly red. Wow, we are really falling now in the Qs. Down more than 2%. I would say anything above a 2% move up or down qualifies as what I would call like a big move for the indexes. So we're now down more than almost down 2.5% today in the NASDAQ. It's certainly notable. Anyway, this is the heat map for the day. If you want free Bitcoin, check out Voyager. You can sign up using the code ZING, Z-I-N-G. Fund your account with $100. Make a trade, any trade, and they will send you $50 Bitcoin.
Selling a quarter here, got out at 380.
Look at you.
Just so here, let me put up my, okay, so the reason I got out here is because you can see that's the low of day, right? So I want to, that's support, that where the support came in short term. I want to go ahead and get some out there. And then now my next level would be around this 422 area if it wants to come back and test that. So we're pretty much good as long as we go ahead and get out at break even, which was around 318, I think is where I got in. Let me check. Yeah, 318 is where I got in. We should be okay.
All right.
So nice little trade there.
Stocks making new all-time lows include Robinhood, include Rivian, include a lot. There's a lot of beaten down names making new all-time lows right now. SoFi is on the doorstep of an all-time low from yesterday. Oh man. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and sell more here. I'm only going to keep one contract, getting out the rest here at 370 and 371. One contract left. Just going to let it see if it wants to come into 422. If not, that's fine too. But I'm out about 99%.
Evoke continuing to sell off below $1 now. VERU the opposite, printing 15. Looks like it's really trying to push above that 15 level. I'm VERU.
Peloton is not at an all-time low, Pedro. It was actually if you bought Peloton in May or in March of you bought Peloton in March of 2020, you may still be in the green. The all-time low on Peloton is $17.70, but it is near there.
There's another one that that stock was $170.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, sometimes the best trades you can make are your losers. I cut my losses in Shopify on, what was it, Friday or Thursday? No, it was Thursday. I cut my loss in Shopify on Thursday. I sold at $4.99. It's at $4.36 right now.
yeah.
Save myself $60 worth of pain.
Tesla's still looking weak.
Everything tech is weak. Somebody find me a tech stock that's up. Is there one? Let's look.
I was gonna say that's Roblox all-time low.
Well, GLW is like kind of sort of a tech stock because they're like a component. Like they make like the glass for like smartphones, right? So like sort of techy, but it's also, anyway.
Yeah. Sorry.
You okay, Zunaid?
Yeah, I just almost burped and yawned and looked at the SPY chart all at once, and it was just too much happening. But regardless, those contracts, please, for the love of God, scale out here. They're currently trading at 425. I would scale out more, but I already did, and I only have one contract left, and I'm waiting for Doomsday. Matter of fact, I'm waiting for 25 more cents. Actually, you know what? I'm not being greedy. Let me sell this.
Space Nectar shouting out Mag
430
here, which is Newegg. What was there something that happened today? No.
Newegg? There's a name I haven't thought about in a while.
NEGG, man.
Yeah.
Trading to
I
the
could've
upside.
sworn
Near VWAP.
there was something earlier. Let me see if I can find this. Hang on a sec. I don't see
What
any official
indicators?
news post.
What indicators am I using? I'm going to assume you're talking to me. The yellow is VWAP. All right. And then these are Ripster's EMAs. You can see them right there. So short is 5, long is 13. There you go on the screen.
All right, you guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Indicators, you can go ahead and search them here. There's Ripster EMA clouds if you have TradingView.
Last week I said that I wanted to buy like something reopening-y, like airline or cruise line, and I never did. I'm grateful I didn't now. Though I still could be talked into like a Delta Airlines. I could be talked into it.
John Lewis with a really good point here. The market has nothing without the Fed manipulation. Crypto market may eventually be the best option, especially until things turn around, John. I mean, we'll see if the market is able to kind of find some footing or if crypto is able to continue to diverge from a selling off market, but we'll see. Everything's down. I mean, I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart now, down pretty big. We were above 40,000 earlier this morning.
Damn.
Now we're beneath it considerably.
Why don't you guys have jobs?
Great question.
Yeah.
Are you hiring?
What's the job?
I ask myself this all the time.
Are you hiring?
Actually, I'm getting paid right now because I'm yield farming. Boom. No, I'm not, actually.
My time doctor says I'm getting paid.
I'm yield farming.
Wait, I want to drop everyone this link. So this is a podcast that I actually don't listen to on a regular basis, but it's Ottawa. It's from Bloomberg, and what they do is they put their transcripts up on the website. So sometimes I'll just go through the transcript, and they interviewed Sam Bankman-Fried, who's the CEO of FTX. And they asked him to like explain, like staking, like crypto staking, like explain it like he's 5. And the analogy, what it basically came down to, what Sam Bankman-Fried said was like, yeah, the whole thing kind of just hinges on hope. It's basically, It's not based on anything. It's just based on a hope. I just put the link in the chat if you want to look at that. It's an interesting conversation. Spotify all-time low.
SPY, by the way, hit our target of 422. I would get out here, but I already sold my contracts at the 430 area. But now those contracts are trading at 450.
You know, it's
450.
been a while since I've looked at AMC and GameStop. How are they doing? How's AMC doing here?
Oh Lord.
Eru really strong. That was obviously the stock to be in today.
The one. The only one.
And by the way, JZXN, maybe if we can get through 184, is this 184 or 185? It's 184. Maybe if we can get through 184, we continue to curl back up towards the high. Got a big offer here at 183. As far as Redbox goes, this is curling. Let's see if we can break above 417 on Redbox. VWAP, I got VWAP of 419. Here we go on Redbox.
Nice.
If you like the long, you could go long here on SPY with a possible test of around the 424s and the stop loss below. I'm not going to touch it because I've had 2 losers, 1 winners, and thankfully that 1 winner made up for it. So I'm kind of just hanging and not really forcing any trades.
Now down almost 2.5% on the NASDAQ today in the QQQs. Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, it's a pretty ugly market pull, honestly.
Yeah.
For me, I'm waiting for a SPY to get to 420, and then I can go and buy calls like we did yesterday. But till then, I'm just going to twiddle my thumb.
I mean, how many times have we seen days like yesterday where growth gets a little bit, just a little bit of a bounce, the teeniest itty bounce in ARKK, for example, which I use as my proxy for growth, right? Just a little bit bounce, and then boom, next day, get out, you're done. Sold to you.
SPY new lows.
I mean, this is straight down. We got that one bounce that Spencer called that lasted for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes.
You had
Hey, it made the 5-minute mark.
In terms of profit targets or price targets, excuse me.
Yep.
Yes, but it gives momentum to that stock more often than not. So it's not that we're, we want something, we want a catalyst, we want a momentum, we want a reason for the volume to be there.
Yeah, analysts are basically only good at for one thing, and that's providing catalysts and giving their ideas on how a certain event could affect a company or a stock. I don't pay attention to price targets. I never have. I never will. I pay attention to the action. Are they upgrading? Are they downgrading? Are they upgrading to buy? Are they downgrading to sell? Are they neutral? I care about the action that day and how that could affect the stock. I basically never follow analyst calls long term.
Spencer, I will give you $50 if you tell Gene Munster to his face the next time that you have him on that analysts are only good for catalysts. I will give you $50. Say it to his face. Gene, analysts are only good.
Gene is no longer an analyst, so
okay.
Let's see.
That was the first one that came to mind that I remember watching on pre-market price.
No, I mean, we have them on our show. I talk to them for their insights on companies. I
like Gene a lot.
Right. But as far as trading, like if you're buying a stock because the analyst has a price target, that's not a good reason to buy a stock, right? Analyst changes, their upgrades, their downgrades can move stocks that day. That's what I meant. But I wouldn't rest your entire thesis on
what
an
is
analyst price target.
Oh, me?
Oh my God, that is so loud and annoying.
Really?
What on earth were you doing?
So I was moving this.
Okay, mute next time you do that, please. Please.
That's how bored I am today. Well, look, here's 2 things I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Tesla to get to 900 so I can try to play a bounce with some calls. or I'm waiting for Tesla to touch 950, which is right where my VWAP is, so we can play some puts. Currently trading at 920. So then what do I do, Ryan? We just fiddle with this. That's all we do. We're just waiting.
Wow.
Our viewers are dropping like a stone.
You know what?
As my
This is interesting. Even Twitter is down this morning. Twitter is now down to it got down to 50.
Twitter looks like it's going to retest its low here.
50, 40.
Pull up Twitter's chart there, Zunaid.
I got you right
Give you
there.
something
Bang.
to do. No, your chart.
Yeah, I got it.
He said, "Give you something to do."
Anything to make the sound stop.
Oh man. Yeah, look, Twitter 50-40. I think yesterday, if my memory serves me right, it was 50-20 that was the low. Am I right? Bang. I was off by a penny. It was 50-24. I was off by 4 cents. But yeah, if Twitter gets to around this 50-20 area, I'll play it because that $50, I'm going to have hopium that it'll stay as support. Remember, we talked about VWAP trades on Twitter. Matter of fact, any stock, but there's that VWAP beta there. We had VWAP fade on SPY that we played.
Yes, John Lewis. I know you're being sarcastic, but I'm not. Right? Hold indexes, hold index funds for your future. Buying individual stocks is inherently risky.
I mean, look, even obviously, look, this is common sense, so it's not like I'm revealing anything key, but like, even if you bought here and you held right before the COVID crash, you're doing pretty, you know. So it's all about zooming out. Matter of fact, I will say this, and this might be off topic, but I only say this because I had a conversation with a friend and she wasn't feeling too hot. If you're ever stuck in a rut, and obviously someone interrupt me if you're having a trade. If you're stuck in a rut, based on your career, your life, your mental health, your physical health, whatever, and you feel like you're sucking ass, just go ahead and zoom out and see that you're doing just fine. All right. Similar to a stock, that's how I see life. That's how I see a lot of things. But just don't forget to zoom out and see the big picture of your growth and whatever else. Sometimes we get too focused on the short-term trade.
That's a really good piece of advice, actually, Zunaid. Definitely look. That's like our look to the left, right? When you're looking at a stock chart, if it's on live, zoom out. That's the same thing as look to the left.
Yeah,
Dot square.
absolutely.
Hey Ryan, be careful. We can see a part of your screen. We can see it when you're on a larger screen. That I don't know what you're referring to, but thank you. But I don't really think that I'm worried here. I don't.
Yeah, I think you were sharing your social security number. If you want to read me yours, I can tell you what I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So here, my social is 29854. Get wrecked, noob.
Okay. Wait, I want to address this question from Trade Green about analysts. So the answer is no, it shouldn't. Right? Every firm that provides sell-side analyst research has, in theory, a Chinese wall, right, between their research firm, the research side of the business, and the trading side of the business. These analysts, they get paid to provide research on companies. That is their job. That's how they make their money, to provide research to buyers of that research, right? Sometimes there are conflicts that these firms are required to disclose. Sometimes they will come out with a rating on one side, like for example, if maybe a firm like Goldman Sachs. This happened last week with Twitter. Okay, Goldman Sachs, I think it was Goldman, it may have been Morgan, I forget who, somebody was advising Twitter when Elon Musk threw his takeover offer out there. They were advising Twitter on the deal, and yet Goldman Sachs' Twitter analyst had a sell rating on the stock. You're like, well, how can you advise the company and also have a sell rating? It's because there's a wall in the middle there to keep them separate, right? So the answer to your question is no, they don't do that. If this were to come to light, it would be a big scandal in analyst land. So,
D-Dog holding that 120 support. I'm not in the trade anymore. I already scalped it once. Could have scalped it twice, to be honest. But if I've learned anything in life, never mind. Not gonna go there.
okay. Man.
Make 8% in Twitter.
Ryan's credit card number is showing. Be nice, Tom. Don't spend too much.
I mean,
buy some spy calls with that credit card.
Can you imagine buying derivative investment vehicles with a credit card?
Dude,
no.
I just see explosions of people's lives. Thinking about that. It's
That
terrible.
would never happen.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know what else pisses me off? Speaking of like buying stocks with credit cards, you ever go to like the grocery store or Target and you see those companies that provide like stock gift cards?
no.
You never see those? Like, it's like a gift card for a stock, and it's like this.
I got that, but no.
It's like this card represents $100 worth of Apple, right? Well, they charge like insane fees. Like, if you're gonna gift someone a stock, then give them money and open an account for them and buy the stock. Don't buy them a gift card and get charged like a 20% fee on top of it. It's stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 20% fee. You're already 20% in the hole.
Stupid business. Yeah.
I don't get it. Oh, it's smart business. Stupid consumer.
Stupid consumer. Don't buy stock gift cards.
Yeah, like come on,
Just
man.
buy it. Just buy the
Just
stock.
give them the cash.
Yeah. Anyway.
Really tempted to go long SPY here with versus low of day break, but we shall stay patient and we shall wait for 420 if we get it.
10:30. I mean, it is 10:30 now, and that is typically the time of the day that you see reversals.
Well, if it wants to drop 2 points and then reverse, that'd be great.
Ooh, we are off the low of the day across the board. So, Zunaid, if I were you,
Are you thinking about it? Are you gonna make me do it, man?
your stop is clear. Your stop is
My
the
stop
lowest.
is definitely clear.
So I would just go ahead and do it.
You know what? Just for fun, I'm gonna do it here.
Just
Cool,
do it
boom,
because
got
you're
it. 424. 424 calls at 273. Just literally bought one contract because Spencer made me do it. Lower day break is my stop loss.
Yep. I'm tempting myself to buy some SPY or something, buy some Qs here.
Good shot, Hex Pony. HOUR. This is halted 416 here. Looks like this was a break of what 374 that really kind of sent this. This did not appear on my scanner. I wonder if the relative volume is not high enough. Big spike there. Good shout on our Hex Pony. Hope you got some of that.
Another bounce off 120 on Datadog. Look at this. If we just go to the 1 minute on Datadog.
Excuse me.
Boing. This is the one that I got a chance to scalp. Missed these two so far. Well, this one hasn't quite formed yet, but this was a nice point. Let me go and remove this as it's no longer relevant to us. SPY. Let's see what SPY is doing. Am I losing money? Of course I am, because Spencer told me to get in a trade. Very nice.
You're not below the stop yet.
I'm not. I'm only down $20. Ruining my P&L here. Staring at the 1 minute chart I love the 1 minute chart, believe it or not, but like staring at it while it's being formed is just awful. I need to sneeze, I think. Hang on. I think I'm okay. Oh, you know what? Let's have some fun since we're all bored. Here we go.
Oh, isn't the NFL draft tonight, Ryan?
No, that's Thursday. And I'm salty.
I'm sorry.
We talked about it yesterday. I have a board meeting that I have to go to. I'm going to end up missing the draft, blah, blah, blah. You know, I am hopeful, though. Last thing on the draft here. I am hopeful. There seems to be some smoke about the Jaguars not taking Aiden Hutchinson, the pass rusher from the Michigan Wolverines. And if they don't do that, I don't see how the Detroit Lions don't draft him at number 2. Michigan kid, or Michigan student, easily the most premier pass rusher in the draft. I would love for that to happen. That, to me, I don't even care what happens with the Bears. If the Lions get Hutch at 2, I'll be ecstatic for everyone in the office. So I'm hoping.
Zunaid.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Sorry.
Oh boy.
Oh, I almost did it myself.
Losing me money. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and buy one more here.
Oh,
Got one more here at 242. If it goes ahead and breaks this low a day, right over here. 421.40. If I see a print of 421.30s, I am out.
I swear I just had my finger on the buy button.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna buy it too. Lying ass. It's all right. We bought some more again at 422. I mean at 242.
So Jessica's saying, do the Qs look like they're reversing? It seems like it's on the fence. So I wouldn't say that it looks like it's reversing yet, at least not from the 1 minute chart. It looks like it is trying to bottom, right? It looks like it's trying to make this the actual intraday bottom. I don't know if that's going to hold. I mean, we think we could easily take a leg lower here, but it looks like it is trying to bottom, not yet reversing.
My average cost on these SPY calls that Spencer forced me to is $258. What's going on with Aaron Bree? Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's back in the office. He was down in Florida for the cannabis conference, which was amazing from what I heard.
Yeah, well, Aaron Bree was down there. I'm not surprised it's amazing.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Jess. I'm really proud of the events team. Those folks work really, really hard to make these events a lot of fun. I've been to several of them, especially the cannabis conferences. They really are great events, and the amount of people that they bring together there is really, really impressive. On top of that, you're at one of the best hotels in the United States, in my opinion.
Dude, it was our largest event ever by a mile.
Yeah, you had Mike Tyson, Kevin O'Leary. It's a beautiful.
Ric Flair was there.
Woo!
Yeah, I mean it was huge.
All right, Spy. Come on, baby.
Chermo says his Benzinga keeps freezing up on him today.
Okay, so that's interesting. I got intermittent reports of that yesterday. Chermo, do me a favor. If you're on a Windows machine, hold down your control key on your keyboard and click refresh and see if that makes it any better. It's called a hard refresh, clears out a lot of old data. We have been making some improvements. In fact, let me throw up my screen here. This is worth noting. If you folks ever see this little red dot, let me see if I can make my screen a little bit bigger. That not work? Oh, I had the wrong window selected. Hang on, folks. I got this. All right. If you ever notice this little red dot bouncing up here, click on it. Check it out. We're going to tell you some of the different fixes and features that we recently deploy. In fact, if you click on Benzinga Pro changes, you can access all of them. We're also putting the insider reports in here, which is really awesome. But be sure to click on this and check it out, see what we're doing. We have made a number of improvements to the platform, so it's possible that you have old cached data that's lagging it. So maybe clear that out. Again, hold down your control key on your keyboard and click refresh. That's only if you're PC. If you're on Mac, hold down shift and click refresh.
All right, I went ahead and bought Twitter. Average price $50.12. I'm gonna try to get out around $50.40. Trying to play a scalp on Twitter. What?
He's trying to catch that knife, baby.
Wait, why would you sell it at $50.40?
Oh, just because I want to scalp it. Like I don't want to wait for it to get all the way to VWAP.
Wait,
it's just a trade. What do you mean?
Did you
buy this? You bought the stock?
Yeah.
At 50.12, he's looking for like 30 cents.
Because
why are you bamboozled?
Because you're guaranteed to get paid $54.20.
If I wait a goddamn year, you do know how impatient I am? Yeah, it's your damn mind. I can't even. By the way, Spencer, shut up. Low a day on SPY. I'm out.
Shut up. Oh man.
Wait. Who asked if we're going to be at the conference? Yes, we're going to be.
Yes, Jason. That's what I was trying to say. I am going to be there. I encourage everyone to come find us. We're all about the community.
All right, I'm seeing a whole bunch of new lows hit the signals tool now. Microsoft new low of the day. Texas Instruments new low of the day. Oh boy.
Fresh lows on the NQ.
AMD new low of the day. Apple new low of the day.
And I'm out.
Starbucks new 52-week low.
Well, that was fun. You shut up. He said, "Why don't you just wait for 54?"
You guys.
I all right, fine.
You think I have that type of money where I can just buy shares and just hang on to them?
20 cents for you.
Oh my God, hour. Oh my God, open now. 484
Holy
high,
shit.
new highs, bitter. Gonna be halted
chart us,
again.
chart us,
Two
chart us.
halts. Oh my
Show
God,
us a chart.
hour.
Show us a chart.
Oh, sorry.
I got it.
Oh,
Halted again, I believe.
yeah, halted at 485 again. Just that opened right into another halt. Just massive
Why-
move.
Oh, it's because I have it filtered out of my signals tool. That's why I didn't hit. Wow. Man, buying the dip is hard.
Yeah, I bet it is, Spencer.
AMD is now down almost 50% from its all-time high in December or November. Yeah, Michael, we can do better about that.
Do what?
It says you take the Lord's name in vain too much, my man.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm in the trade. Give me a sec. I'm gonna read this.
He's traded.
No,
Hey, can you
Spencer
please stop saying
paraphrased for you.
damn it. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he asked very politely. There's no reason
very
to.
fair. Very fair.
very politely. If you ask, you can ask us whatever you want, and if you say politely, I'll be like, yeah, okay.
It's a very fair request. It's a very fair request. Now, I will say this: it's a habit of 30 plus years. I will absolutely do my best to refrain from it. But please know that I am not doing it on purpose.
Someone could like ask you like the
has been
most,
taken into consideration.
like the worst thing ever. But if they say please and they ask nicely, I'll be like, oh,
Please.
all
I'm
right,
the same way. I'm the same way.
That's a
Spence.
reasonable ask.
I'm the
It
same
is,
way.
it is.
If someone asks me something nicely, it seems more genuine, even if I don't like the question or whatever the case is, or if they're
That's
asking me
very
about
fair.
one of my own flaws or something like that. If you ask politely, I'm willing to listen to anything that you're asking.
It's a very fair ask. All right, SPY, by the way, coming back down 50 cents away from the 420 level.
Oh man! All right, I've been ignoring my email all day, which is not good.
Mike Quinones asking, can you comment on Wells Fargo? I'm not sure what is to comment on here. I'm just glad that they're not in the news anymore for their deceptive selling practices. But as far as the actual stock goes, I mean, this looks like a potential bounce area here at 45. The bank trade's been real tough. I've been saying that a lot. I would be looking for something else, but looks like a potential bounce spot here at 45. That would be the only edge I have on it.
I'm going to head out here in about a couple of minutes and get my steps in, but about a point away from the 420 trade on SPY. Datadog really, really held the 120 very, very well. Here, I'll pull it up to the right. Just all those attempts to break it could not. I think the lowest it got was maybe 30, 40 cents. But
JZXN, this looks like it is trying to curl. 184 might be that spot. If it could take out 184 to the upside, maybe there's a trade in there. Still waiting on hour to open here.
wait, what's the
I
difference?
also am gonna have to head out in a couple because I gotta get ready for Benzinga Live today.
Just make AB do it.
No, I know I will, but I got like other things. My email is like it's like a bomb.
How many emails do you have?
Well, in total,
Yeah.
so I filter out the unimportant stuff.
Me
right?
too.
So in total, I have 223, but I'm gonna delete about 200 of those. So I have about 20 emails that need to be addressed.
That's fair.
So that's a lot, though. That need addressing. Gosh, 700 people watching right now. How many likes do we have? Let's find out. 196. Find out.
It's probably because you gave him that spy call trade.
Let's get to 300. Let's get to 300 legs. We can do it. I think we can.
So
Are you going to be able to close up in 15, or you want me to stay for you?
what's that?
Hour by the way.
Hour open, by the way, 5:20, 5:30. The high here. Here, Sarah, let me pull it up.
I had it up. My boy just took it from me.
Pulling back here now on hours. This is why this is a visual representation of why I don't like Halt Fest stocks.
Because
If I was in this right now, my heart would be in big trouble.
Whoa.
What?
Faraday Future. This is a 0. The stock was halted on a circuit breaker. Here, you're bringing up
FFIE.
FFIE. One of the dozen Tesla challengers out there, right? This thing just got halted on a circuit breaker.
To the downside?
The downside.
All right, real quick. I want to address Daniel's question here. Y'all thinking to buy? I love how you're saying it with some soul too. That's cool. Y'all thinking to buy the QQQ calls at the close because of the possible buy the dip and Q's rip tomorrow morning. So when I see days or several days together where there's just an incredibly one-sided tape, whether it's bearish or bullish, sometimes I will take an ETF that is the contrarian play to that, if for nothing more than just a dead cat bounce. Right now, it's too early for me to say I'm going to buy the Qs at the close for a potential dip buy for tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the news flow has for us later today. If we pound the lows all day, maybe would take a little bit here, but otherwise, I would need to feel like there's a bounce imminent. I don't have that right now. I hope that helps.
My hair's starting to thin.
Can we get Zunaid some hymns or something? I mean,
what you put all of our faces?
Oh my God, we've got someone
in.
busting out the JG Wentworth mention in the chat. 877
877 cash now.
Oh
Why?
my gosh.
Why do I need cash now? I don't get it. Why is that relevant?
It's not necessarily relevant. It's just one of those jingles that everybody knows.
Got it.
Faraday Futures just resumed.
No, Ron, I was asking if you're going to be good to close the show since.
Oh yeah.
Moving us, and I'm going to go on my walk.
Oh yeah.
Squawk.
Oh.
All right. I'll see you, good boys and gals.
All right, yo, smash the like
Tomorrow.
for Zunaid and his walk.
And my thinning hair, please.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Folks say that the more likes we get, the more my hair will come back.
That's what people are saying. That yes.
You guys take care.
All right, see you, Zunaid.
Take care, Zunaid.
Yo, a lot of these EV.
Oh, wait, before I go, sorry,
Yeah.
real quick, right before I go, you've got plug PLUG, the 2350 calls coming in on the ask, expiring May 20th, approximately $1 million worth. Hello, hang on a second, folks. My steps can wait. Let's see what's going on in plug. It's coming up to test VWAP. If it breaks VWAP, could be a nice long.
I took some on that.
There you go. Bangity bang bang, bangity bang bang. Here, let's see. And again, just to repeat it, it's plug PLUG 2350.
Feels a little heavy. I got out for pennies there.
Oh,
But
nice.
that though. So Zunaid, really quick, I'm sorry for interrupting there. When when you see options that big, sometimes I just take them and don't even think about it.
Oh, 100% I agree. 100% I agree. Still moving to the upside here. Matter of fact, I'll put it up on my right. By the way, if you want to play hour, here's your chance. You got hour coming up against VWAP, which is about 440. So it's currently trading at 467. So you could risk getting about 60 cents. Now, if you are in plug, you got to break through this VWAP, right? This is your biggest thing. This is why Ryan went ahead and scaled out, because that VWAP was coming
I
up.
didn't scale. I was just
you
market buy,
completely left.
market
Excuse me.
sell.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. With these, you got to be quick. I was actually hoping for more of a pop than this, to be honest with you.
I think you would have gotten it if it wasn't VWAP there, but those were the 2350 calls expiring May 20th, approximately $1.1 million worth on PLUG plug. So keep an eye. So here's what I would do. If you're going to get into the trade, even if you don't get into the trade, let's have a bit of fun. At the end of the day, keep an eye on the open interest. Keep an eye on the volume. And again, the amount of contracts they bought were about 6,900, okay? And then tomorrow, see what the open interest looks like. That way you have an idea on that trade. But anyway. And wow, they just won't let me leave. Give me a sec. I got another one.
Going out with
for
a
you.
bang.
I am. You've got ticker RUN. $25 calls coming in on the ask, expiring August 19th. Approximately $1 million worth right there. That's ticker RUN. You've got low of day close to 1950 there. Let me pull it up on my chart. So anyway, I'm personally not in these because.
Whoa, there we go with Run.
Yep. But anyway, by the way, you've got Plug trying to break VWAP. You've got Run trying to test VWAP at the 1980s. So those are some interesting ones there. I think your risk is pretty clear if you're going to try to day trade. Breaker day 1940, you're risking about 40 cents. And maybe a test of 20 could be available if it goes ahead and cracks VWAP. What calls on Run? That's a great question. $25 calls on ticker RUN. August 19th. Is the expiration, approximately $1 million worth. They purchased about 5,300 contracts.
So here's the thing. So the Run and Plug, these are both Plug's hydrogen and Run's solar, right?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm pretty sure. So that seems like renewable or alternative energy, non hydrocarbon energy. Sunrun, that's for sure solar. Plug, let me make sure I got this right, because Plug Power is an innovative modern hydrogen and fuel cell technology. So we got an alternative fuel theme with those sweeps.
No, I am not in either of these simply because one, I don't swing trade, and two, I was calling it out for you guys, so I didn't get a chance to slap the ask, but feel free.
I didn't get much, by the way. I got 3 cents on Plug, and I didn't.
That's 3 cents more than Spencer SPY call trades got me. So it's perfectly fine. It's okay. It's okay.
And on that note,
I'm out too. You got 8 minutes, Ryan. See you, folks.
All right. See you, Zunaid. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll hang out with Ryan until 11 o'clock.
All right. Well, if you got to go, we can. To be honest with you, we don't really have a whole lot going on.
This is such a. Although, at the risk of eating my words again, I will say this: this is the biggest. This is the largest green candle we've had today so far today on the SPY on the 15-minute chart. If you pull up a 15-minute chart of the SPY right now, I think this is the most green I've seen on a 15-minute candle today. But it is really one directional today. Like everything is down. Obviously not everything is down, right? Energy is trading higher. Utilities are up. You got Whirlpool somehow continues to trade higher. But just broad-based weakness in everything. Keeping an eye on the earnings stocks for tonight, right? So as we said at the top,
take care of yourself, Berlin.
Microsoft, Alphabet, GM, Chipotle. What are we doing this morning? They're all down. GM getting hit pretty hard today. No, it's not. Down 3%. Well, I mean, yeah, that's not great, but. Google down 2.9, Microsoft down 2.6. Microsoft flirting with these lows now. Whew.
Yeah, I was curious to see how this was going to trade ahead of its earnings print today, Spence. I'm more curious to see what happens after the earnings print.
The bar is low, but the sentiment is like beneath the floor. So, I mean, the sentiment is so bearish. Sometimes when everyone gets bearish, everyone gets on one side of the seesaw, it goes the other way, right? But it's hard to come in here and be a hero. If that deal closes, Space Nectar, I bought Activision shares on just the guess that the deal will close, but pretty hefty discount, right? Takeover price is what, 95, and it's at $77 right now, so pretty hefty discount on that Activision deal. Well, I mean, I think it will, but like the market is saying there's a pretty good chance that it won't. It's a large spread between the takeover price and the trading price right now.
All right, Spence, I think we should cut it. I actually have to run to the washroom. So
all right.
You're going to be starting anyway. We're going to be back at this again tomorrow, right? We have no other
Nope.
conflicts.
No preemptions, nothing like that. So smash the like for Ryan, guys. I should probably hop off as well because I do have to, I've been streaming for 3 hours now, and I got to get my day on and do work, like real work.
I feel you.
Smash the like, guys. I'll see you on Benzinga Live at around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And
Thanks, Jay. Much appreciated. Daniel, you're welcome. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Seriously, guys, if you haven't checked out, at the very least, just check out the agenda for the FinTwit conference. Just check out the agenda. It's going to be amazing, okay? I will be there. Ryan will be there. Zunaid, probable. The only reason I say that is because we haven't actually made the list yet of who we're sending. But here's the link in the chat. Check it out. FinTwit 2022, Benzinga co-hosting 2 full days of trading education in Vegas. Hang out, learn, and have fun. It's gonna be amazing. That's all I can say. All right, I'm gonna hop as well, as we are about to have our first green candle of the day, potentially on the 15-minute bar in the major indexes, which is cool. So, all right, smash the like. I'll be back in a half hour. Stay green, everyone. Where's my closing video? I don't have it. It's bizarre. I got it.